Hi, I'm Simber Lily Quinn here in Denver, Colorado, and online all over the world. And this is a beginning harp series where I'm teaching you some basic things that you can play on the harp starting from the beginning. So also feel free to share this series with your friends. Would love for them to sign up for it just so I can continue to chat with them. But yeah, if you've got friends that you would like to share this with, by all means do. The more harpers in the world, the better the world will be. Okay, so in the last lesson, we started playing around with backing tracks. And I really love an app called iReal Pro. It has thousands of backing tracks from songs you know, mostly jazz. So there's a couple thousand jazz tunes. There's several hundred country tunes, pop tunes, reggae tunes, lots of Latin jazz. And then you can make up your own, which is what I did for us for today. And we'll be using the same backing track that we used in the last lesson. So just quickly reviewing, when you sit down at the harp, well, make sure it's tuned. I do have one out of tune string, so you may hear that. And then you want to check your posture, make sure that you're seated correctly. By correctly, I mean sit on a flat bench. This is just a review of what we already talked about. Make sure you're sitting on a flat bench towards the front of the bench, feet flat on the floor so that you've got some weight on the floor, because you can move with the harp, you can move with the playing if your feet are attached to the floor. If your legs are wrapped around a chair, it's harder to do. So again, we've been playing around with, first of all, correct posture, ballet posture, excuse me, and then the D, which is again the string that's right above is this direction, downward is towards the bigger strings. So this is one string above the red string. And then we skip a string and go to the blue string. That's the F. Blue strings are F. And then one more, we go to the two up from the F, the middle of the white strings, the A. So this is D, F, and A. So now this thing that I'm showing you, D, F, and A, has a name. It's called a D minor chord. And in the key of C, this is the Dorian scale. Those are important words to remember, especially if you're going to play jazz. There's tons that happens in the Dorian scale. So just remember that word, and we'll talk a lot more about what that is exactly and how to use it. But we're using a stripped down version of the Dorian scale to play a little improv here. And again, you don't need to be able to read music to do this, but you do need to know which strings are which on the harps and how to spell chords, which is something that there are chord spellers on the internet. You can go and look up. So if you see a chord and you don't know what notes make up that chord, you can go to, I think I like pianochord.org, but there's lots of chord spellers out there. If you Google some chord spellers, they'll tell you what notes go in those chords. So this is a D minor chord. It is spelled D, F, and A. And that's what we're going to play around with again with this improv. So let me share my screen with you again. This is iReal Pro. There is an iReal Lite, but I am not really, I'm not sure. It's been so long since I've had this. I've had the paid version for so long. I'm not sure what's included anymore in the Lite version. Just very quickly, I'll show you, because I'm going to edit this live here. Edit song. I want to take this repeat out, and so that's how I do that, and add in a regular ending, because last time, and then save and close. In the previous lesson, I said it was going to play for 3 or 4 times, and because of that repeat, it ended up playing twice as many times. So now I get a little more control over that. Oops, we got to fix this one too. Take that out. I don't want that repeat in there either. Just normal, straight through song. Okay. All right. So now what you can do is, still with your index finger and your thumb, sure you're closing, closing, closing. You can play patterns of any of those 3 notes in any order that matches the groove. So let's try a few things. Let's see, I wish my timer shows me that. Okay, so I have down here, I have this set up to repeat 4 times. So here we go. First, just start with your Ds. Figure out where you are. And then maybe you switch to the F. Back to the D. You have to make those steps. Both hands at the same time. There we go. Okay. So I think I can make this backing track available somehow. Yes, I will do that. And so that you can play along and practice. And we're literally using just those 3 notes, D, F, and A. Close, close, close. Use your thumb. Use both hands. If you're a righty, this will make your left hand work harder than it's probably used to. If you're a pianist, it won't be as big a deal. Use your thumb, use your index finger. Thumb, index finger. And you're saying, what about all the other fingers? Come and take a lesson and I'll tell you about the other fingers. Although I will say that harpists do not use their pinkies to play because you can't be in correct position and get your pinky to a string. And especially me, I have super short pinkies. So I made a video, which I'll put a link to here in the description, of the importance of the pinky in playing. Because just because we don't use it doesn't mean it disappears. It's still a very powerful part of the opening and closing motion of playing. So, okay. I think this will get us ready for our last session where we're gonna jam together. See you in the next lesson.